my first question is for Samantha. I really want to get your reaction to being cast as Dora and joining these 25 years of her legacy.
Oh my gosh, no, it's a complete honor. Dora's such an icon to me and the entire cast. She's such an icon for the Latin community and representation is so important. The moment I found out that I was casted as Dora, honestly, I was like, this is a mean prank you guys are playing on me. It was a little bit surreal, a bit of a pinch me moment. I remember I wore like pink pants that they were definitely not going to see. But then they did end up seeing it because I, stood up and I ran a lap in my room because I was just so excited. I mean, the positivity and the energy, the boundless energy of Dora is something that I feel like I relate to her with. I feel like I'm always kind of like, excited to see everyone and so obviously I had to go for a run in my room and then my parents they were out taking our little puppies out for a walk and they come back to my house and I wrote on a whiteboard and I said, guess who has to buy bug spray? And they were ecstatic and telling my family it was just a tearjerker moment, to be honest. It was kind of like, I can't believe this is my life and I get to play somebody that I watched growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for Jacob, my question for you, one of my favorite things are all the Diego nods to the animated series.
Oh yeah.
Did you have anything in particular that was a favorite of yours that you got to bring to the live action?
Oh man. I don't even know. God. Well, one of my favorite moments in the movie is honestly just when Dora says "Go, Diego, go" when we're down in one of the first chambers that we were in. I thought I didn't like when I read the script, I was like, that is so clever, that is so amazing. Perfect stuff. And just like the iconic outfit, the backpack, little orange rope action. Yeah, it was just so much fun. I wish they threw a paraglider in there somewhere. We can't get everything, but no, truly, just being able to get to work with animals too, just as Diego does in the series. Get into
And the parrot, Mango.
Yeah, I got a parrot, got some snakes, got a capybara. It was truly like an honor. Like that was probably one of my favorite things to do was to get to train with these animals and build a comfortability with them that maybe wouldn't have ever experienced if it wasn't for this role.
And for Mariana, now you are bringing a brand new character into an already established world. What did you bring with you of yourself into the character? And then what is it about this character that's different from you that you really liked?
I think the ongoing joke on set a little bit was like anytime everyone would look for me or something, it was just like, oh, Mariana is so Naiya. She's doing this or she's doing this. And so I really, really related to my character a lot.
No difference.
I mean, I brought I think my own like mannerisms into it because she is of, our time. She is like Gen Z. She's on her phone. She's trendy. And I think that was something that was a little different for me, just like trying to fit into that mold a little bit. But I feel like I brought my mannerisms into her a lot, and the way that she reacts to certain things are the way that I would naturally react to a lot of things.
So true.
So yeah, that's what I brought to her.
Sonny, your character is so funny and looks like you had such a great time. Can you tell us what it was like for you to be on set?
Oh yeah, it was so fun, especially in the jungle and shooting the tram scene in Hacienda Nápoles. It was so fun saying all the joke lines and what's the lever? That was my favorite.
That's a great line.
I'm up every single time I see it.
You even got to you got to go to the water park over there in Annapolis too.
Oh yeah, on my day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually went to the water park with Sebastian.
Oh yeah, this guy was always on adventures.
Oh yeah, this sex kid and him, so tight. He actually taught us this Spaniard game called Pumbaa, and we played it out.
Yeah.
I showed it to my family, and like I'm Spaniard Cuban, so it's like it was really funny crossover.
That's so awesome. So one thing that I really loved about the film was the fact that it had so many coming of age themes, right? But at an age appropriate level for, audiences of all ages. And I thought it was really cool the way the film explored things like loss and grief, disillusionment, and then also following your dreams. What lessons do you hope that kids take away with them when it comes to your character story arc? And, anybody can go first.
Yeah, I was gonna say just say yes, go out of your comfort zone. I think there are times in life when there is a clear nudge to do something and we're too scared to take on that, but those nudges are there for a reason. Dora came and started working on the tram with me for a reason, and Naiya could have either been like, I don't want any part of this, or she could have did what she did and gone on the adventure with them and had this whole arc for herself.
No, I love that. I love our relationship too in the movie when we have that little moment when Diego's swinging on the vines and we're both like, you got this, take a deep breath. We're problem solvers. We can do it. It's not just like Dora's the problem solver. It's we all take from each other from the movie, which I think is so beautiful. But the message that I took away personally, playing Dora, is that we always hear the notion of like, be who you are, right? And dream as big as you can because you can achieve it. And I think this movie just goes to prove that it is possible. Like, it's not just a saying for whatever reason. The notion is true. And like, you can do this. You have the power and the capacity to achieve what you want to achieve. And it's just right there. You're so close and you've got this. You could do it.
Yeah, as far as like Diego's storyline goes, I feel like one of the key things that I learned from that is it's always worth it to have those hard conversations. Because this whole time, Diego is trying to work his way up to tell Dora some big news that he has. But the longer he waits, the more and more that decision that he made to wait affects his ability to go after his goals, go after these big news. And ultimately, it's always better to be able to have these hard conversations with family, with friends, with loved ones, because ultimately they will support you. And you always have to support your family members back too, as Diego has done for all these years. Always supporting Dora, always being by her side whenever she needs him. And I think you see that a lot throughout this whole film.
So my last question is for you guys. If you could explore anywhere in the world, where would you choose to explore?
The deep sea ocean, because that's my biggest fear. So getting out of my comfort zone, throw me in a shark cage. Don't actually throw me in a shark cage. I will have a panic attack. However, I'll do it actually. Why not?
First thing that comes to mind is I want to walk on the Great Wall of China.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to explore. Or Machu Picchu. Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Very Dory.
I want to go on just like a really long hike, like days, days on end. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. UX?
I think, like a really long hike.
Yeah. Anywhere specific?
Yeah.
You think?
The mountain in front of my house.
Oh, nice. That's a great one. That's a pretty big mountain, though.
Mountain.
I will say that's a big mountain. That's an accomplishment right there. I want to be a pirate. I want to be out on the ocean and just exploring little like random islands or like little shipwrecks or fishing or anything out there really. Like I feel like being on the ocean, being on the water, seeing whales breach, seeing dolphins alongside of me, seeing sharks, all these crazy fish. I feel like that'd be an ideal adventure.
Sorry, we're getting too many ideas.
Everywhere really.